Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. Beautiful response. Okay, so my name is Danielle, for those of you who don't know me. I'm an upcoming junior here at Asbury. I'm majoring in English. I am hoping to use my degree to later get a certification in AV therapy to work with kids with cochlear implants. But that's all in the future. For right now, I'm going to talk to you guys about circumstances. Life can be rough, you know, but honestly, sometimes it's only rough because we made it that way. I want you to take a second and just think. Just reflect on the kind of person you've become. What traits have you adopted? What habits do you have? How do you react in stressful situations? Are you kind? Are you insensitive to others? Are you forgiving? Are you grateful? Are you just getting by? Whoever you are today, are you okay with it? Do you have things that you wish you could change? Are you realizing life isn't all it's cracked up to be? How are you handling that? Just sit there and reflect. Maybe you'll find out something new about yourself. But my hope for you guys today is that you realize something about your circumstances, no matter what they are. Now, just like you, I have a lot of backstory about where I got to how I am today. Before I go further, my bottom line for today is you can't control your circumstances, but you can control how they affect your life. Starting where you are and impacting that great big old world out there has a lot to do with your perception of yourself. Small, simple ways to impact the world include just being who you are. You change others. Whether that's for good or bad is up to you. But I'm pretty sure you, as a person, were created with intention to love and help others around you. If that's all you do to change the world, you're starting off in the right direction. By being an influential, good human who was created in the perfect image of God, you're going to impact the lives of others in good ways. There are a lot of ways to impact the world you're in, and starting where you are is a great step. Part of being that influential person is taking control of the outcome of your circumstances. I have one Bible verse today that I'm just going to use as my backup. So it's 1 Thessalonians 5:18. And it says, "Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you." You can't control what happens to you, but you can look at things in a positive or negative light. And what you choose to do will impact yourself and those around you. I have a couple of personal examples to back up my statements, but one of them has greatly impacted my way of life. It's shaped my past, present, and future, and I'm so glad it has. It's given me a lot of perspective. So, I am 100% deaf with bilateral cochlear implants. I wasn't born deaf, but as a newborn, I developed an infection and I needed antibiotics to ensure full recovery. But as it turned out, I was severely allergic to that specific antibiotic. I experienced the worst side effects that could happen with that medication, and it caused profound hearing loss in both of my ears. When my parents finally convinced the doctors that something was wrong, I was diagnosed at 15 months old. Doctors discouraged my parents from trying any new technology through cochlear implants, and they were told that I would never learn how to speak. The only option presented to my family was to move to a deaf community and raise me knowing sign language. My parents couldn't imagine this for me, and they pushed and pushed to have me get cochlear implants. Finally, when I was 4 years old, I had my first cochlear implant surgery in the right ear. I had the second implant surgery at age 7, and I began auditory verbal therapy. After 9 years of therapy every day with a wonderful therapist, I learned how to speak. I actually never learned sign language. I went to public school until I was in 2nd grade, but due to the school district's refusal for support, we decided homeschool was the right way for me to go. We moved to Kentucky about 8 years ago, and I joined an awesome homeschool program that allowed me to participate in debate teams, sports, and communications. I flourished with the opportunities I had at my high school, and I gained confidence in myself. But through all of that, I gained perspective. I have the best of both worlds, being a deaf person who can hear. But the biggest change I had in my life is being able to thank God that I'm deaf. It's weird to thank God for a disability that can hinder you from certain things, but there's obviously a reason that He put this in my life. I think the best way to live with it is to realize I can help others. It's beneficial to work with a difficulty because it helps me understand that we can overcome circumstances, no matter how unsurmountable they seem to be. I could have decided that being deaf is the worst thing that's happened to me, and that it's unfair to have a disability only because of a medication I took forever ago. I could have been chosen to be angry at my circumstances and angry at God for taking my hearing away from me. But instead, I want to use it to my advantage. I decided that my career path would include my knowledge of cochlear implants and want to work with children that were like me. God has led me in a million different directions, but the current situation I have is Asbury. I barely made it here because of difficulties I had along the way, but I am super glad to be here. I love my major, and I love looking forward to a career that will help others like me. I wanted to take a hard circumstance in my life and use it for the benefit of others. I want to be an encouragement to those unsure of how to be deaf with cochlear implants and how to help others around me in small ways. So my bottom line today is, you can't control your circumstances, but you can control how they affect your life. No matter what is happening or what has happened in your life, I promise God has control over it. But do you? Are you working with God to help your circumstances be something you can live with? It's completely up to you to decide what you do with your life. But keep in mind that the people around you are looking in. Your surroundings include your school, camps, your home, and random places like grocery stores. Sometimes there are factors that affect the way you act around people, like your situations with family and school that are a negative impact on you. And in no way would I dismiss that. Sometimes this is life, and sometimes that's just your life. But keep in mind that those things you think are permanent can be temporary. Whatever is going on now may not be the same situation in a year from now. Keeping that outlook and keeping control of your perception of your circumstances helps. Again, 1 Thessalonians 5:18 says, "Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you." God has a plan for everything. He just wants you to acknowledge it too. Being a grateful person, no matter how hard that can be, shines through you. Your family, friends, and everyone you encounter are influenced by you and your outlook on life. And your positivity or negativity has an impact on them. How you impact the world is largely dependent on the person you decide to be. I sincerely hope that you choose to impact the world in a positive way, and I sincerely hope that you see God's role in that for you. No matter what your circumstances are in life, you have power over how it affects you, good or bad. What will your choice be? Alright, so I'll pray for you guys, and then Eric will probably come up in here and give some announcements. Lord, thank you for everything you do through us. Thank you for ImpactU. Thank you for everybody in this room. I pray that you give us peace and grateful acknowledgement through our circumstances. Thank you for our lives. Thank you for everything that happens in them, even though that can't always be good. Thank you for reminding us that it's always beneficial to be grateful. I pray for today. I pray for the